The DLC for FNAF Security Breach titled Ruin just launched, and with it came an expansion upon Security Breach's story. While I'm sure there are many theories to be had, this video will serve as an objective overview of the storyline events that we know to have happened in the game, including all three of its ominous endings. Obviously, major spoilers for Ruin ahead. The game begins with Cassie entering the now run-down Pizzaplex after Gregory had told her to do so. She is initially confused as to why Gregory had directed her to come there and then not be there himself, and after hearing a startling noise, she decides to investigate further. After traveling further into the Pizzaplex, Cassie eventually hears Gregory calling out asking for help. She comes to find out that the distress call was coming from a walkie-talkie left on the ground, where she gets in communication with Gregory. He informs her that he is trapped in a sinkhole under the raceway, and that something has grabbed him and won't let him go. Traveling deeper into the Pizzaplex, Cassie soon finds that the abandoned complex is far from safe, and is pulled underwater by a Monty animatronic to find herself in a new area. After receiving a mask from a roughed-up staff bot, she's introduced to the Virtual Augmented Neural Network Integration Unit, or VANI for short. The system pairs its occipital responder, and suddenly Cassie can see the world in a whole new way. The mask allows her to go through and interact with objects she wouldn't normally be able to, and also gives her a companion named Helpy as she explores more of the Pizzaplex. Gregory soon reaches out to her again, this time requesting that she turns off all of the security nodes as he can't get out until she does. Cassie begins to comply when Helpy warns her of an anomalous entity that has appeared in the Vanny network. Gregory chimes in to say that whatever it is sending out some sort of distress signal, and some of the animatronics have begun responding. Using a camera station, Cassie clears the entity of the area, and as per Gregory's instructions, makes her way to the daycare theater. After successfully evading an endoskeleton, Cassie makes it to the daycare where she must reboot the malfunctioning daycare attendant. In order to do so, she turns on all the lights and sticks a Faz wrench into him, one that she collected towards the beginning of her journey in the Pizzaplex, and one she noted reminded her of her father, who had one just like it. At this point, she has learned that she must embark on a quest to shut down all the security nodes located across different areas of the Pizzaplex. She does suggest to Gregory that they should just call the police for this, but he's insistent that there is no time and that she needs to press on her own if she wants to save him. Cassie continues to traverse the dark landscape, all while Gregory occasionally gives bits of information and cries for help. Eventually, after restoring power to part of the Pizzaplex and continually evading the entity and malicious animatronics, Cassie makes it close to Gregory's location. She finds the body of Glamrock Freddy, whom she approaches, hoping that he is still alright. However, this is far from the case. Freddy's body has been damaged and mutilated, the animatronic bear missing his head entirely. Uncharacteristic of his behavior in Security Breach, he jumps up and begins to maliciously attack Cassie. Luckily, she manages to escape from the decrepit animatronic, and believes that she has managed to shut down all of the security nodes. However, Gregory informs her that there is one left, that final node being Roxy. She finds her pinned under some rubble, and despite Roxy remembering her from a birthday and saying kind words, Cassie brutally stabs her in the eye with the Faz wrench and shuts her down. With all the security nodes deactivated, Cassie travels out of range of the Vanny system coverage to finally find and rescue Gregory. Using an elevator to travel to an even more severely damaged area, Cassie finds herself in a cave network of sorts, when her flashlight suddenly runs out of battery. Despite being without some of her technological luxuries, Cassie presses on and finds a damaged candy cadet, ready to tell her a story as she approaches it. The story, it went as follows.
Now I will tell you a story about a mother and her little boy who lived alone in a cabin in the dark woods. There was a monster in the woods, but the mother caught it and kept it locked in the basement. The monster always made scary noises at night, but the mother would tell the boy not to worry because it could never get out. Then she would sing the boy a lullaby to sleep. One day, the monster stopped growling and instead listened and learned the lullaby. The next day when her mother went out to find food, the monster sang the lullaby from the basement. The little boy heard the lullaby and opened the door.
After telling this tale, the Candy Cadet shuts down. Cassie continues searching for Gregory and finds the door he is presumably behind, but unfortunately, it seems to have been covered over with concrete. Luckily, she finds a way to open it and rushes in. To her horror, it is not Gregory that is waiting for her inside, but some robot looming over her with glowing eyes, using Gregory's voice. The mechanical beast reaches for her, but Roxy intervenes at the last second, allowing her to get away. As she is running, Gregory contacts her through her walkie-talkie, the real one this time. He explains that he's been trying to contact her all night to tell her he isn't actually at the Pizzaplex, and whatever is talking to her isn't really him. Meanwhile, the robot from before has caught up to Cassie, displaying its strength by tossing aside rubble. As Cassie begins to run again, Gregory calls out directions for her to escape. Cassie manages to get into an elevator seconds before the robot would have caught her. Gregory talks to Cassie in the elevator, telling her how she was never supposed to come to the Pizzaplex, that thing down there had been manipulating her the whole time. The security nodes had been hiding it, but now that she had shut all of them down, she had set it free. Gregory notes how it isn't really her fault, but he ominously says that he can't risk it following her out, and plummets the elevator down. Everything blacks out for Cassie, and the game ends. But this is only one ending. In an alternate possibility, instead of getting into the elevator, Cassie makes it into an operating room, where she presses a button that activates some sort of claw contraption that grabs the robot chasing her and presumably saves her from it. It is important to note that in this ending, the robot that lured her down there is now wearing a costume that looks like this. In a third and final ending, whilst running away, Cassie puts on the Vanny mask and receives an illustrated scene of Gregory and Vanessa sitting on a hill with ice cream. Gregory says, "Cassie, I'm okay. I found a spot to hide." Cassie's panicked breathing continues as the screen fades out and the game ends. That's all we have for the surface level of Ruin's story, and I hope you enjoyed this objective run-through of the major events of the game. What do you think each of the endings mean, and which one do you think is the canon ending? Comment your thoughts and theories below, and until next time, it's been Playmaster.